Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frontier Doubles League. Week 8 ending tonight, and right now we've got a Star League match between a classic, the Owls and the Marlins. Joining me is the guy from 91. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Excited for this game that we got going on between like you said, the Owls and the Marlins. An undefeated team, and the Marlins looking to kind of wreck that streak a little bit.
Yeah, the Owls have been the most dominant team we've ever seen come out of the FDL in Season 1 and 2 alone. And the players were a little bit jumpy to get into the match, so I got to ask you, what player are you looking forward to in this game?
I'm hoping to see a little bit out of Siphrry. I was able to be here for it last week, and unfortunately, it was a little bit of an awkward game to end the stream last week for the Star League. But hopefully, he can do a little bit and maybe not get too tilted per se.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen what Siphrry can do firsthand. He is a very mechanical player when he is feeling himself, but that's not feeling himself right now. Fuzz is going to get the first goal, and in an awkward fashion.
Yeah, it's just really awkward touch from Prosperity, and just happens to spill right out to Fuzz, and he's able to put a nice shot on goal.
Yeah, and a quick 1-goal lead is not what you want to give the Owls. This roster completely new. All 3 members of this Owls team are brand new pickups. Prosperity was actually on the Owls, and now he's playing against them, and he's doing wonders for the Marlin, getting a quick tie game.
Looked like Fuzh kind of went for that corner boost, which he ended up getting caught, and I don't think he realized where the ball was at the time. And just Prosperity is able to literally walk the dog right into the goal.
Yeah, Fuzz getting a little bit caught there for the boost. We'll start things off, and, well, it's not conventional, but it's how 2v2s go sometimes. A miss from Fuzz in the corner will allow Prosperity to grab the boost. A little bit awkward, though, as Prosperity's still trying to break out. Both Marlins players there. Prosperity on the breakaway gets bumped, and then Atto cleans up the ball. It was awkward situation. Marlins almost breaking out, but a double commit here from the Owls. It's an open net. Siphrry hits it to the back post. Cannot find the lead here. And Fuzz is going to get him started on the counterattack. Shut down by Prosperity. This man is a brick wall whenever he gets going. And right now that midfield line is holding solid for the Marlins.
Yeah, like we said, we want to see a little bit more out of the Marlins here. Maybe they can break that streak on an Owls team that hasn't exactly played too much together, probably. And like you said, it's a new team, and again, any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Absolutely, these players are all so well known, all so highly skilled, and that's a double commit. Fuzz is going to get the better end of it. Looking for the pop. Prosperity was lurking for the save. Doesn't get anything more, though. Prosperity, again, 50s in the midfield going his way. A pinch. Siphrry, he takes a shot. That's a little bit high. Atto pops it off his own back wall, but the pressure still mounting. The Marlins missed their opportunity. Siphrry, he's got to hit that shot because they're not getting a lot of opportunities from the Owls.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just careens right off the goalpost, and just an unlucky opportunity missed from the Marlins here.
Zero boost to work with. Prosperity has to give it up to Fuzz, but he's blocked by Siphrry. The aerial game coming in huge for both these teams. That's an unfortunate pinch, but Fuzz was able to put it into his corner safely. Now ball control in the midfield. Siphrry fake challenges one, but he doesn't buy it the second time. Atto gonna try to take something, but that ball's way too off to be registered as a shot. Now Prosperity, low boost in an awkward situation. He wins the ball convincingly, but now he's got zero boost to work with. Fuzz is making it difficult. Siphrry, unfortunate bounce for him, trying to recover, and he can't. Prosperity still trying to keep up pressure for this Marlins half, though. 2 minutes to go in this game, and we've been at a stalemate ever since 30 seconds.
We may be looking at a game one overtime. It's a little too early to tell, but I mean, both of these teams, we're seeing a lot of double commits out of both of them, and nobody's really able to capitalize on anything too spectacular.
Siphrry playing it back and forth. Prosperity getting caught on the sidewall. Dangerous spot. He does play it high on his back or doesn't get punished for it, but that's the mistakes that you can't be making because they are not getting their opportunities, like you said, and things like that can change in an instance. This game, goals come out of nowhere sometimes, and you never know what's going to happen. Siphrry now, 1v1 against Atokad, doesn't get it by, and Prosperity there to clean it up on the sidewall. 1 minute to go in this game. Prosperity taking the shot, blocked by Atto. Ball cleared all the way down. Fuzz is up for this. He can't find it. Ran out of boost, and Prosperity with the demo. Gonna open it up temporarily. Gets the 50, but it's a little bit too wide. Good defense from Atto on the respawn.
Yeah, that's just great a great defensive play coming out from the Owls. And I mean, this is a team that's fighting for an 8-0 start basically to finish out their season, because I don't know if there's going to be very many teams that are going to be able to keep up with these guys.
Oh, and just like that, the demo from Fuzz opens up the backfield, giving them the lead here with 30 seconds to go. And yeah, this Owls team has looked so dominating. They have only dropped 3 individual games in the season, not series games. They are 21-3. That is an outstanding record to be a part of.
Yeah, and the Owls are really showing their strengths and their true colors here. I mean, the demos and the bumps are really starting to come out and play a real big difference this late in this first game.
Yeah, if there was any time to get aggressive, it's now. Holding that lead late forces more mistakes out of the Marlins as they have to push something. Fuzz can't find that touch. Prosperity met by Atokad in the midfield. No space given to him. Something you see a lot out of Atokad. He did it in the finals for Season 1. Good opportunity there. Siphrry can't keep it up, and Game 1 is going to go to the Owls, but they had to work for it.
Yeah, the Marlins really put themselves up in a very good defensive position, but unfortunately they just weren't able to capitalize on some of the Owls' mistakes with the double commits into the corners. You know, as the saying goes, 2 in the corner will get you scored on.
Yeah, and you know, there's a reason Atto won Season 1 on the team of the Coyotes, and he gets really aggressive in the later half of the game. He starts locking down because you're forced to make touches, and that's when he's most dangerous. You have to get that lead early, and the Marlins had opportunities to score, but they just could not find the net.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we did see a little bit of of a different Siphrry than last week, but I mean, unfortunately, you can't really go by the scores. You really got to go by the stats. I mean, the only problem is that when we look at the shots compared between the two, the Owls just had all the pressure in the world, and the Marlins just had a hard time breaking out of their half.
Yeah, they are going to have to find some way to hold that midfield line, because I said Prosperity, when he gets that midfield line, he can 50 that ball all day. He will never break a sweat. But now he's got to find a way to keep that pressure once they are on defense and really transition. That is where they keep getting caught. But we'll have to see how they started off. Fuzz to the back post, almost a quick shot on target. Atto bumping now, trying to keep up some pressure, but loses it out. Prosperity in a 1v1 against Atokad. He takes it high. Atto with a great save, but Siphrry keeping up pressure here. Rolls good off the back wall. Siphrry looking for Prosperity, but just backed off a little bit too far to keep anything going. Sends another quick one towards the net, looking for the dunk, but he doesn't find it. Fuzz now in a 1v1 against Siphrry. He's got Atto on the side. He tries to fake, go low, but he can't. Siphrry on the breakaway puts it a little bit wide, and Atto on the counter cleans it up. Siphrry now back the other way, looking for some counterattacks, but neither team is budging here.
Yeah, Atokad is just really taking control of that midfield and not letting the Marlins really get too much of an opportunity here within this first minute. I mean, this team looks like they are playing for the defensive stop, and that's just a great shot from Fuzh to be able to. Fuzh or Fuzz? I can't remember. I don't know. You said something about that you get in trouble for saying his name wrong. I don't want to mess it up now.
It is Fuzz, and that was a banger of a shot. Unfortunate play in the corner by Prosperity. Awkward situation, and the Owls are going to take that one relatively free. But yeah, the Marlins, they've just got to find some way, because they have possession at times, but they can't make that final opportunity flick, and that's really what they need. They need that punishing blow to the Owls, and a demo onto Fuzz is going to open it up temporarily. Atto so quick to challenge, though, won't give them any space. A double commit from the Owls, though. Siphrry not in a position, and Atto with a great touch to buy his teammates some time to respawn, to get boost, get in a better spot. That one's over one. Prosperity in for the shot. Atto has no idea where he's coming in from. They're going to tie it up.
Yeah, and the Marlins kind of took a play out of the Owls book here, which is just making sure to keep that midfield rotation and kind of catching the Owls off guard with the amount of pressure and the shots that they were putting on goal. They were on target, and that was just a great opportunity that the Marlins were able to cash in on.
Yeah, they need to generate more of those opportunities, and I feel like we're going to see a lot more demos come through. That one's off the post, and the Owls are going to get a free counterattack. Oh, that's heartbreak for the Marlins.
Talk about unfortunate, because that, I don't know if the net has really been that open for the Marlins to be able to score in those opportunities, and you have to feel for the Marlins with how their attitude has to be going on right now, especially with that unfortunate miss.
Yeah, I mean, Prosperity was looking for that near post. It was really the only lane that he got to shoot at, but it was just too unfortunate, that post. It's such a thin line to shoot at, and he tried, and it just didn't go their way. But a backboard miss. Siphrry with the shot. It's a little bit too weak. Atto's going to play it away very easily. Prosperity trying to cut off in the midfield. Siphrry getting aggressive. The Marlins starting to push that back man up a little bit farther than they did in Game 2. The booming clear is going to buy them a little bit of space. Atto looking for Siphrry. He's already up. The drop down back to Prosperity. Oh, it's a perfect play by the Marlins.
That's just a great pass play. Prosperity able to get that boost steal, just to be able to have the positioning to kind of squeak this by behind Fuzz, just to be able to put a beautiful shot on goal to tie this game with a little bit more than half the game left to go.
Yeah, I think that first game was definitely a feeler for both these teams, because now we're starting to see them get a little bit more comfortable on the offense. But I can't really say that too much about the Owls. They've really just capitalized on the mistakes that the Marlins have made. So the Owls still have to find something that really convinces me to give them the go-ahead here in Game 2, because the Marlins, they're starting to figure out that transition more, and as I say that, Fuzz is going to get a great fake. Atto can keep with that one. Low boost will give the ball to the Marlins. Now Siphrry for a long shot, as he's dry as well in the tank. Again, turning on the ball, though. He's trying to keep up pressure for the Marlins. Prosperity with a miss there. Does get the boost back, and now the Owls, they're starving on the boost front.
Yeah, this is a completely different Marlins team than what we saw in the first game. I mean, they're going for the boost steals. They're going for the bumps. They're trying to get the Owls out of position, throw them off guard a little bit. But, you know, like you were saying, this is a different game that we're seeing out of both of these teams. The Owls are just not being able to find the pressure like they had in the first game.
Yeah, and Siphrry, he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable in the air. Once this man starts to get his mechanics going, he's not going to stop. And now, going down to the last minute of Game 2, still, we're at a deadlock here, much like Game 1. And then the Owls got the late go-ahead goal. So we're going to have to see, is there going to be some last-minute heroics? Or are we going to see an overtime? Fuzz can't get touched there. Play it away, and Prosperity, he's by Atto. Fuzz now has to play some defense on the back foot. Pass to Siphrry in the midfield. It's not good. Fuzz with incredible defense on the back line. Going to keep them in it. But Prosperity, zero boost to work with. Has to just give up the ball. Atto, likewise, is going to have to return it. Siphrry looking for the flick. Doesn't make good contact, though. And now the midfield game is what's going to determine the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is literally anybody's game right now. Whether it goes to overtime or whatever. I mean, both these teams played exceptionally well in this second game. So, why? I always speak too soon. You know, great 50-50 coming from Fuzz there. To be, or not Fuzz, I'm sorry, Atto. Great 50-50 coming from Atto, just to be able to get that over to Fuzz to finish it off. Just a great great play coming out from the Owls.
And the Marlins, they gave it up in the final seconds of game 2 like they did in game 1. There was 30 seconds on the clock, but it's still, they're making the mistakes that they shouldn't be. Owls have just capitalized off of everything that they have done. Right there, Siphrry on the back line, he doesn't flip right, he doesn't even find contact on the ball, and it gives Fuzz the freest shot of his life, and he's not going to miss it. The Marlins, they've just got to clean up their touches, or else the Owls, they're on game point right now. This is when they're most dangerous.
Yeah, and this is kind of the scary part that we were kind of hoping not to necessarily see is
half. It's something that they're starting to get comfortable with now. In a quick flick, Fuzz is going to have to make some heroics, and he does. Siphrry on the follow-up shot can't find it. Prosperity on his shot doesn't make contact, or doesn't find the net either. And it's something that they're going to have to really think about, because that shooting accuracy is really what's getting the Marlins in the end.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Marlins had a very good opportunity, and just hitting it into the goaltender, it's not going to put the ball in the back of the net. You can't do it. And it doesn't matter what league you're in or where you're ranked, hitting the ball right into somebody, never going to result in a good opportunity.
Yeah, now both Owls players are looking for boost, and luckily that one does respawn, but just a little bit too late. Siphrry has to kill some time there for Prosperity to get back, but now that's a dangerous ball high above, and Prosperity doesn't even find contact. Fuzz has got a free net to shoot at. Siphrry with a great save, though. He's going to buy it away. Atto weak into the midfield, going to get cut off by Prosperity. Again, looking for something. It's awkward on the goal line. It's right there, but the Marlins cannot push through. The Owls, they're holding strong here in Game 3.
Yeah, you hate to see it, and you really feel for the Marlins here, because they're getting the pressure that they need, but it's just not working out for them. And the Owls are just putting on a defensive clinic, and here we go again. I speak too soon, and that's just a really great turn from Prosperity to put this one on net, and a great demo that Siphrry put on.
There we go. Marlins finally with the lead first in a game. They just have to not even just hold it, but they have to keep it going. That's something that you don't want to let go now, because I said, Atto, when he gets going with that lead late in the game, he will not let go of pressure. He will force you to make mistakes when he's most dangerous. But now that the Marlins have the first goal, they can have a little bit of leeway to work with and hopefully prevent the sweep from happening.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Marlins need to be able to do, is to keep that up, kind of keep that pressure up a little bit, kind of make the Owls make a couple mistakes, catch them out a little bit, make sure that you put a good shot on goal, so them the greatest defender, which is the goalpost, does not get its touch.
And pressure mounting for the Owls, going to get broken out by Siphrry. That boost spawn just going to be a little unfortunate for Atto. He wasn't able to turn on it, but now Fuzz, he's got an open field to work with. Tries to go low with the flip reset. Siphrry, he's not buying any of that. Transition not there for Prosperity. He won that more down the field. Opts to just throw it to the side. Siphrry with the greatest dunk I've ever seen in Star League. It's going to increase their lead by 2.
Any given Sunday. I mean, we're seeing a completely different Marlins team than from the first 2 games. I mean, that's just a great challenge from Siphrry to be able to get that ball to just bounce very slowly into the Owls' net. And unfortunately, the Owls were, again, that little tiny mistake of being caught out just a little too far trying to get pressure.
Yeah, and better late than never to start finding their footing on the offense. Now they're catching the Owls on the mistakes, and that's what they need to do. And a minute 30 to go. There's plenty of time to come back in this one if you're the Owls. But the way that the Marlins are playing in this game, they are not stopping anytime soon. A demo onto Fuzz will buy them more space. 50 goes in the way of the Owls. Fuzz to the side wall, or back wall. Prosperity going to play that away. Loses the 50 to Atto in his own corner, though. That's a great pinch. That's a great drop But again, Prosperity, he's there to cut it off before it even starts. This man has been the man we have talked about probably most. But don't forget where Siphrry is. He is backing up Prosperity, there to take these shots in the end. And there he goes, Atokad, gonna demo him for all of his efforts. And now Fuzz looking for the fake, doesn't get it by. Atto waiting in the midfield for that. Zero boost to work with, has to leave it now. Siphrry, no contact, and Prosperity pops it into his corner. 30 seconds to go now for the Owls. They need something. They have been shut out here in Game 3 but they're still on match point, so they have 2 more chances to take the series if they lose this one.
Yeah, and the Marlins are really showing out with their defensive touches, making sure that they have the correct touches. Not really panicking all that much. Just making the Owls do whatever they want to do, and basically as certain people would call it, monkeying around, just to make sure that they can keep themselves kind of within the series.
Yeah, and a much needed win by the Marlins, as well. This series would have been over if they didn't win it. So a 2-0 lead, or a 2-0 score there in Game 3. They've finally found their footing. Better late than never. But the thing is, can they keep it going? Because the Owls, very rarely do we see them get shut out.
Yeah, and just real quick, I gotta mention this. English is hard, Chris, isn't it? No, the Marlins definitely need to keep this pressure going. So then that way, then they can kind of bring this series back, and we may end up seeing if they play the same way that they did in this game, we may end up seeing a Game 5 here in Star League, which I know you said was very rare, but I think we're still kind of. I mean, Siphrry played very well in this game, but I still think we're waiting for him to kind of pop off a little bit, just to be able to, possibly carry this Marlins team. And like you said, Prosperity, great player, great opportunities coming out from him, and just making sure that their rotations are on point. And the Marlins could end up taking this series from the Owls.
Yeah, and what a way it would be. I know what Siphrry can do. I just haven't seen him. I saw him week 1 of FDL, and I thought this man's the best player I've ever seen in this league. And ever since then, I haven't seen him back. So maybe he can start to get a little bit more comfortable with a player like Prosperity to allow him all the space he needs to work with. And off the start, again, Owl's going to start off with some early pressure. Prosperity on the counterattack, zero boost to work with. He's going to drain it all out. Siphrry, he doesn't get the right flip. Fuzz doesn't find contact, though. Dangerous ball for the Marlins, quickly getting out of that one as the misplay from the Owls comes out. Atto looking for some bumps now of his own. Fuzz losing that 50, and Prosperity, long shot on net. Atto rotating back post will save that one away. The pressure, it's still on for the Marlins. They're starting to cut them off more and more before that midfield line. They're getting way more aggressive, and that is the style we love to see here at Star League.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're the Marlins, the game plan for this one is the same game plan as in the last game. Put the pressure on, make the Owls do something, make them make the mistakes, make them make saves as well, because the more they make saves, the more boost that they're going to use, the more times they're going to get caught out.
Yeah, and going ahead with that point, I've seen the Owls double commit a lot more than the Marlins have, but that is a great 50. Fuzz, zero boost to capitalize on that. Oh, it was open, but all he could do was watch it roll wide. The Marlins going to get out of that one, but yeah, definitely the pressure is doing wonders against this Owls team. And the double commits, well, they have fixed them a little bit in games 1 and 2. It was a lot worse for the Owls, but they have just been starving on the boost front, much like Prosperity here in this game, but he has managed to recover well off of a lot of these attempts. And that ball is going to be missed by Atto in the midfield. Fuzz has to make a stop off the I don't even know what I'm saying now. I didn't expect it to come out, and then it all got jumbled.
It's not, this Marlins team is making sure that they have the opportunities, and they're trying to create space to be able to have those opportunities on goal. And the Owls are just kind of, they're about as flustered as where you are right now with your words.
Oh, demo going in favor of the Marlins, but Atto with the whiff off of Siphrry, Trek saying that one 3 times fast, is going to go in the favor of the Owls. And, you know, the Owls, they don't make a lot of good plays. They just wait for you to make mistakes.
Yeah, they really capitalize on those counterattacks, and that's the kind of Owls team that we really needed to see in this game. But you know, despite the counterattacks, the Marlins rotations have been relatively decent. It's just the unfortunate misses off both the backboard and just right in front of their own net have kind of caught them off guard a couple times.
Yeah, that's a great 50 out to Prosperity. It's a 1v1 opportunity now. He's looking for the 50 on the goal line. But Atto, he's not losing that one anytime soon. 2 minutes to go now here in Game 4, and the Marlins are down by 1. And if anything speaks true of this match, the first goal of the game wins. But the whiff from Atto is going to let Prosperity tie it up.
I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, that is very uncharacteristic of Atto. To miss that ball, I don't know what the boost situation was like, but he shouldn't have really needed anything to get up to that. Just an unfortunate miss, and that ties the game up for the Marlins. So there is a very good possibility for the Marlins to kind of pull us into a Game 5.
Oh, and Game 5, Atto has other plans.
How's it go again? Cast or curse, right? Cast or curse.
Yeah.
Speak too soon, and it bites me in the butt.
It happens way too much. I feel like it happens especially when I'm here. But wow, that happens so fast. If you blink, you missed it. And the Owls, they're going to get the lead here. The lead we've seen so far has never really stayed that often. Games 1 and 2 were pretty stalemates, and then late game heroics happened for the Owls, and they got to capitalize off it. But that was a play that I needed to see out of the Owls to just really push it home and really create something rather than playing off of mistakes. We're going to have to see. Marlins, they've got a minute to go to really tie up the game, force overtime, and having to force Game 5. It's a great 50, but Fuzz is there to collect. Prosperity with a boomer of a shot to the back post. Neither player can get it, and it's a tie game.
This game here is the game to watch. Like, if you miss it, you missed out on some very good shots, some banger shots coming out from both teams. I'm short of breath as to what's going on right now because both these teams are really showing what they can do.
Yeah, and, you know, the only words I have to give to the Marlins right now is don't try to force an overtime. Because the Owls, they don't want to go to overtime. They want to end it here. So you should probably end it here before we get into overtime, because the kickoffs have always resulted in some early Owls pressure, and I don't think they can let that happen if they want to force the Game 5. That's an incredible whiff again by Atto. Siphrry. He's bumping Fuzz. He's demoing him. Late second heroics coming out for the Marlins.
So I don't want to say anything because, you know, I don't want to do nothing, but we are looking at a 3-2 game from the Marlins over the Owls with 22 seconds left. Now, the Owls can actually bring this back. I mean, they've shown that they can have that last-second heroic, and we're going to definitely have to see if they can do it again here.
Yeah, and that high ball is going to kill a lot of time off of the clock, but it was a double commit for the Marlins, so a lot of boost wasted there, but Prosperity is not going to let it by. He wants this Game 5. He wants to beat the team that dropped him, and he might get that chance. 1 second to go. Fuzz has to keep it up. Prosperity says, no, we've got Game 5.
How many Game 5s has Star League had? Any? Any? Do you know?
Other than the Monkeys, I can't think of any. The Monkeys, I think, have been involved in every Game 5 other than the Marlins versus Seagulls in Week 1s when the Marlins won.
Well, guess what? The Marlins and the Owls are now going to go to Game 5, and I would love to be able to hear what these two gentlemen are saying in their comps right now. the Marlins really put a lot of pressure on. The shots were actually equal since I can do math. 10 shots coming from the Marlins, 10 coming from the Owls, and just what an absolute great game from both of these teams to be able to, especially for the Marlins, on the Marlins half of the ball, they played a great game 4 to be able to force that game 5. But I don't know who the game 5 would favor in this instance.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. It seems like the longer this game or this series goes on, the more mistakes that the Owls are making. This entire series has really just been flipped as to what we've seen, because early on, it was the Owls capitalizing on the Marlins' mistakes. But now we've got the Marlins capitalizing on the Owls' mistakes. And I don't really know who this favors more. I want to give it to the Marlins, though.
Yeah, as do I. I mean, if they keep up that pressure that they had, and well, there you go. We're starting off with 3 seconds in already, and Siphrry's gonna put that one in the back of the net. This is just I don't know. I don't know if we can really call this series a wash, because this is not. I don't think this is what anybody expected to see out of the Marlins.
I don't think it is either, but if there's any time for Siphrry to come alive, it would be now. And another quick kickoff goal almost happening. Oh, it might still happen. Prosperity gets the save off of his own crossbar. Gonna push it down the other way, and now Fuzz turning. Didn't realize where where the man was from the Marlins. He's gonna lose it out. Siphrry now getting by Atto. And that's a great pitch going back the other way. Prosperity has to get back to it, and he does. Some really heart-stopping moments here on both ends of the field, and the Owls are not giving up yet. They don't want this one-goal lead to last very long, but the Marlins defense is holding so far.
Yeah, and they need to keep this up, because if not, the Owls are just going to keep putting pressure on this team. I mean, this is such a great game already, and we haven't even gotten to a minute in, and we're already seeing a different side of things.
Prosperity demoed for his efforts in the corner, but he did enough to make it awkward for the Owls. Now Siphrry on the wide rotation back. He's going to have to play this one. Atto doesn't even find contact on it, really. Pushes it wide. Siphrry now against Fuzz. Atto demoed in the midfield. Fuzz is going to have to just buy him some time, and he does. Prosperity playing it back into his own half. Atto, quick shot on net. Siphrry was ready for that one. Starting to get a lot more shots in this game than any other game we've seen in this series. Prosperity still trying to push it downfield. Both these teams going back and forth. Atto looking for Fuzz in the midfield. That is a great shot. They connected perfectly, and it's off the post and in.
From our perspective, it looked like this was going wide, but well, yeah, it did hit the corner. I thought it went right in. It hit that corner, and that was just a friendly bounce that the Owls were able to get that shot on. And we've got a 1-1 game, and this even now, like, despite it being 1-1, this is still a very difficult game to call.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fake! It's not good, but it's a great bounce for them. Atto gets demoed by Prosperity. Oh man, Marlins doing some great work in the midfield.
What a demo, and oh my gosh, what is going on this game? I don't know if my heart can take this anymore.
Welcome to the Star League 91. This is what happens here. Controlled chaos. Prosperity with the ceiling being his best friend of the night. It's going to get them the lead right back. 3 minutes to go, and both these teams have been trading bombs with each other. But, they've still, no one's looking comfortable yet. This is anybody's series.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even gotten halfway through the game. We've already had 3.
Yeah?
Somebody want to explain what just happened here?
Atto just doing Atto things. He's going to get the double touch.
And he got a dunk.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but Prosperity just barely tipped it, but it wasn't enough. Atto showing why he is the only Season 1 champion competing this time, and it shows right there what he's made of. He actually beat this Marlins team previously known as the Hammerheads to get it, and that shot from Siphrry. If I said if there's any time for this man to show up, it's now, and he is not failing to deliver.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate. Well, I don't even know if I would call it unfortunate. That's just a great pop over Atto to be able to get that to just roll the entire length of the field. This is probably the best game I've seen yet.
Oh, and another one coming out from Siphrry. He's really starting to get involved now. The demo on the Prosperity is going to open up the field a little bit. Atto, plenty of time to work with. Flick by one, can't get it by the other. Fuzz now taking his chance in the corner. 50'd again by Prosperity. This man, 0 boost to work with, but doing all the work in the world. Siphrry, again, having to take that 50. Owls, they're starting to get way more aggressive than we have seen yet in this series. Good pass into the midfield. Siphrry saves, but he just gets dunked. Fuzz is too much to handle. We've got another tie game.
This is probably the best defensive / offensive game that we've seen out of both of these teams. Great plays on the goal line, but also great shots from an offensive standpoint. And I mean, we're looking at 3-3 right now with 1:45 left in this game, and it is literally anybody's game right now.
And you know, so far we've seen the Marlins have the lead this entire game, so we're gonna have to see. Are the Owls finally gonna get that go-ahead and really push forward, or the Marlins just gonna have to find another way to get through? And you know, alluded in the chat by 007 Bondo, we could be seeing a reverse sweep here, but it's not gonna happen. Atto's gonna find the late lead.
Thanks, Bondo. We appreciate your input here, but the Owls just looked at you and just said, no, we do not want to get reverse swept by this Marlins team. We want to make sure that we are able to beat them and get past them and continue our perfect season so far.
I mean, yeah, how many people can say, yeah, we ruined the perfect season and doubled the Owls' losses? Something to think about, but plays by the Owls. It's off the post! You have got to be kidding me. 1 minute to go, and so much has happened this game that just makes you think, yeah, this is Rocket League.
You actually took the words right out of my mouth. You know, this is what Rocket League is all about. These great games coming out from two teams, regardless of whether it's 2s, 3s, it doesn't matter. I mean, both of these teams really putting on a clinic on each other.
Yeah, now 30 seconds to go. This is when the Owls are most dangerous. Atto's going to ramp up the pressure. Siphrry with an incredible save to keep him alive, and it boost steals coming out from the Owls players, preventing the Marlins getting anything going, but a misplay, a demo. Siphrry on the open net, another tied game. 4-4 is the magic number of Season 2 for overtimes.
17 seconds. The Marlins have 17 seconds to keep this game in their control. They've controlled this game to where they control their destiny. They control their fate with this game right here. And if they can continue to pressure and they can get it past the Owls, which that was a very good opportunity for the Owls to be able to capitalize on something. And it looks like we're going to see another overtime here.
Another? When the first one happened.
I thought there was a first one. I'm sorry. My memory is fading after all these years.
Everyone has scored in that last 10 seconds, but this is the only overtime we have gotten so far. It all decides here. Can the Marlins ruin the perfect season from the Owls? Well, we're going to find out here. First couple seconds of overtime underway. Prosperity misses. It's off the post, and he gets back to it. Counterattack opportunity. Siphrry on the open net, and he scores. What?
We have seen the impossible. The impossible has just happened. The Marlins, who came into this game, 4-3, take down the 7-0 Owls. I feel like Rocky, the Marlins were rocky and the Owls were, I would say, Clubber Lang. Rocky goes down, Rocky goes down, but this time Rocky is going to come back up and just absolutely manhandle Lang in this game. What a game by both of these teams.
I can't describe what we just witnessed as can only be the greatest series I've seen.
You seem about as speechless as I am.
I felt my voice getting higher and higher as that overtime happened to go on. And I can't believe we just saw that. The Owls picked up a brand new roster and they just doubled their losses with it. It's incredible to see. And now, I don't know what happened to Tubby, but I've got Prosperity joining me right now in the casting booth. Prosperity, you just dethroned your own team.
Well, I mean, someone had to do it, right? So, guess I had to do it to him, right? Like, I got so bored, had to do it.
Had to do it to them, indeed. I mean, that was an incredible comeback. The reverse sweep pulled off. Haven't seen it in Star League. Have only seen it 2 or 3 other times. How are you feeling after it?
I mean, it was good. I knew we had a chance after game 1, obviously, after a good... that was probably our worst game, was game 1. Game 2, we kind of threw. We outshot them 9-6, pretty sure. And then the next couple games, we kind of took control a little bit more. They got away with a lot of demos early on, which we kind of avoided and capitalized on their super aggression that they love to pull out. But gotta love my man Siph with his bright blue eyes he said he has. So I looked into them, and he guided me, definitely in that last game. So, yeah, I just knew we had the synergy from last season, too. So, I mean, we weren't too concerned.
And you guys definitely blew all of our minds with the not only just the reverse sweep, but the knock off an undefeated Owls team that has completely run through every team, and only losing 3 games out of 24 that they've played. I mean, what were the comms like for you guys? Seriously, because I know what our comms were like with Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I took inspiration from Chris. A lot of my gameplay is from him. But for comm-wise, it's just, like I said, I've teamed with Siph last season, so like I know him. And we're just calm, cool, and collected, really, for the most part, other than, like, a few tight spots. But other than that, it's just simple call-outs and twos. Nothing too crazy after we learned how like they played and knew they weren't too overwhelming. So we made adjustments and played pretty well.
I'm still at a loss of words for what we saw in that overtime. My face is red. I can feel my head just being hot. Like, I almost passed out from trying to compose myself there. I don't know how you're this calm, because I'm freaking out, man.
Well, I went to the bathroom before Game 5, so that helped me a lot. But other than that, no, I mean, I think we're a solid duo. I think the Marlins as a whole is a solid team. I think once they got rid of their third, I think they picked up a better third, and I think it's going to improve the team a lot.
Well, it is interesting to see that, because Fuzz was the replacement for Steez, and now
That's true.
You are the replacement for Fuzz, and you just beat Fuzz. So does that make you the best player in the league?
I mean, I wasn't going to throw those words out there, Chris, but it definitely does not, because it's a team game, and I really do love my teammates from the bottom of my heart, and the fans. Can't forget the fans. I'm sure they're cheering. Because of Prosperity.
I mean,
yeah.
The
Chris,
8% going with you on that prediction is really with you.
8%?
It
Wow.
was Maki that just cashed out big with the channel points.
I knew Maki had my back since day one. But no, back to like the best player. Now that Folly's gone, I don't know. You never know with these things, Chris. Twos is a whole different game, right?
It really is a whole different game.
But I do want to say, though, I mean, for you guys with the Marlins, just in general, I mean, you guys have to give props to how the Owls played. I mean, but you guys were able to get the outplays in the last 3 games just to be able to kind of catch them off guard. I mean, was that kind of the game plan going into this?
The game plan was to win. I think every single game was 1-goal game, was it not? Am I mistaken by that?
Except for when you won in
for-
game 3.
Okay.
Which was 2-0.
Oh, okay. So pretty much 1-goal games, dang near. And well, I knew they were going to be an insane team just from it's Fuzz and Atokad. If you guys know any of those people, they've been playing together for years now. So I know they had synergy, and I knew they were going to play well. So we just had to buckle down on defense, which we did a lot of times, and we had some good passing plays, and we looked for each other a lot. And I think it paid dividends in the offensive half. And defense, we didn't make too many careless mistakes, other than a couple missed touches, which sometimes went into our favor, actually. Like that overtime goal, I kind of missed. And we got a nice post bounce, and the rest was history.
The rest is history indeed. Well, we've got another match coming up really quickly. So is there any last words you have for the stream?
Well, I think the best team in the FDL now could be the Marlins, but that's just me. But other than that, nah. Make sure you guys tune in for this quadruple header. It was a fun way to start off the first game, but we got 3 more amazing matches tonight. I'm sure of it, and hopefully Chris will be here for the next match, which I'm sure he will be. So tune in, guys. Tune in.
Tune in indeed. Well, when we come back, we're gonna take a quick break, but we'll be right back with an Origin League match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.